Since 2025, hundreds of layoffs at John Deere factories across the Midwest have sent shockwaves through the industry. But the impact is felt most sharply in Texas, where dealers watch expensive machinery sit idle, cash flow dwindling, and a sector long anchored by green and yellow machines teetering toward crisis. Greenway Equipment operates 32 dealerships across Arkansas and southeast Missouri. For more than 30 years, they've sold the machinery that sustains Arkansas farming: John Deere tractors, combines, and cotton pickers. As of December 2025, a walk onto any Greenway lot reveals a startling sight. Rows of brand new equipment, paint gleaming in perfect condition with price tags high enough to buy a house, all just sitting there collecting dust. Texas agriculture isn't just struggling, it's at a historic turning point. But what's driving this collapse? And how deep does the crisis go? A John Deere cotton picker costs $700,000. Machines like the CP690 or CP770 are the single largest purchase most farms will ever make, more than most farmers earn in 5 years. Yet, in the past 6 months, some Arkansas dealers haven't sold a single cotton picker. Zero. Not one. A $700,000 machine sits unmoved on dealer lots across the state. This isn't a slowdown. It's a complete halt, devastating equipment dealers who've served these communities for generations. Tractor sales are down 13%. Combined sales have fallen 48%. And cotton pickers? They've stopped entirely. This is what an industry's collapse looks like. Arkansas cotton acreage tells the story. In 2024, farmers planted 650,000 acres, a 27% increase from the previous year. Farmers were optimistic, invested, and hoped for a good season. By 2025, the National Cotton Council reported a 7% reduction in cotton acreage, dropping to roughly 605,000 acres, a loss of 45,000 acres in a single year. In 2024, Arkansas's net farm income exceeded $3 billion. In 2025, it fell to about $2.9 billion. Every lost acre translates into one less reason to buy a $700,000 cotton picker, one less sale for Greenway equipment, and one less paycheck for mechanics and parts workers. Even more alarming, Arkansas farmers achieved record cotton yields in 2024, 1,341 pounds per harvested acre, the best in history, yet they still lost money. Record harvests, record yields, yet farmers ended the season deeper in debt than they began. Since 2022, crop prices have dropped an average of 27%. This isn't a one-off dip. It's the third straight year of declining net farm income in Arkansas. Economists at the University of Arkansas calculated that, given current cotton prices and production costs, Arkansas farmers are losing $258 per acre on cotton. Losing, not breaking even. When you're losing $258 per acre, buying new equipment is out of the question. Farmers keep their 30-year-old cotton pickers running with duct tape and prayers, deferring every expense, hoping the old machines last one more season. Meanwhile, that $700,000 machine on the Greenway lot becomes a monument to a collapsing industry. For dealers like Greenway Equipment, the consequences are severe. These cotton pickers were ordered months or even a year ago when prospects looked better. The inventory was financed through floor plan loans, with banks expecting repayment once the machine sold, usually within 6 to 12 months. That window has long passed. Dealers now sit on millions of dollars of unsold inventory, paying interest daily while banks call, demanding answers. Greenway employs hundreds across its 32 locations: salespeople, mechanics, parts workers, administrative staff. When equipment doesn't sell, paychecks become unsustainable, hours get cut, positions vanish, and decades-long careers disappear. And it's not just cotton pickers. The entire equipment market is collapsing. Rice, soybeans, corn, cotton, wheat, peanuts, all down roughly 8% year over year. Tractor sales are down 13%, combines 48%, two-wheel drive tractors 19.3%, and four-wheel drive tractors 15%. In September alone, the Association of Equipment Manufacturers reported combine sales down 40.7%. This isn't a market correction. It's free fall. The Iron Advisor report shows agricultural equipment sales dropped 15.5% in 2024, with a projected decline of 18.6% in 2025. New equipment orders are down 39% year-over-year, and 40% of dealers report inventory above target. In short, they're drowning in unsellable equipment. Used equipment is even worse. A 5-year-old cotton picker, originally $600,000, may now be worth $200,000, if a buyer exists at all. Dealers like Greenway are refusing trade-ins, already overloaded with used machinery. Floor plan loans typically allow 6 to 12 months before payment is due. That window has closed. Banks are calling. Some dealers are going under. Zoom out. John Deere, the company producing this equipment, is at the heart of the crisis. More than just a manufacturer, John Deere is an American icon, green and yellow, synonymous with U.S. agriculture for over a century. Their 2024 earnings calls painted a harsh picture. In the second quarter, global sales fell 12%, with agricultural equipment sales dropping 25%. By the third quarter, net income had fallen 42% compared to the previous year. The company projects $7 billion in profit for the full year. Sounds like a lot, until you realize it's down from over $10 billion in 2023. That's $3 billion lost in a single year. And those are corporate, globally averaged numbers. What's happening at Arkansas dealer lots is far worse. Since March 2024, John Deere alone has laid off 1,866 workers across its Iowa factories. CH Industrial cut 373 jobs, citing market conditions. AGCO reduced production hours by 20%. Deere announced it is moving production to Mexico while laying off American workers. Why? Because farmers aren't buying. If farmers don't buy from dealers like Greenway, John Deere doesn't need to manufacture as many machines. If they don't manufacture, they don't need workers. The ripple effect is devastating. Every layer of the industry contracting simultaneously. John Deere's corporate strategy has been shifting for years. They want fewer dealers, but bigger ones. Multi-location operations doing $20 million or more annually. Small-town, single-location dealers are being phased out. But even large, established dealers like Greenway Equipment, 32 locations, over 30 years in business, strong community ties, are struggling. When farmers can't buy, size doesn't matter. The math doesn't work for anyone. So why can't farmers buy? The costs have skyrocketed. Fertilizer prices doubled after Russia invaded Ukraine and never dropped back down. Seed prices are up 25% since 2020. Labor costs in Arkansas agriculture hit a record $413 million statewide. On a 500-acre cotton farm, interest expenses alone are $15 per acre higher than in 2021. That's $7,500 in extra interest. Meanwhile, cotton prices have collapsed. Since 2022, crop prices overall have dropped 27%, 3 consecutive years of decline. Farmers have been planting, working, harvesting, and losing money for 3 years straight. The gap between the cost to grow cotton and the price they can sell it for is the widest since the 1990s. Arkansas had record yields in 2024, and farmers still lost money. You literally cannot grow your way to profitability. An economist from the University of Arkansas said the best-case scenario for farmers in 2025 is breaking even, but only if they volunteer their time. No salary, no payment for labor, just breaking even on the operation itself. Read that again, the best case is working for free. The same economist added, there is nothing to be optimistic about in terms of where the markets are right now. Nothing. When you're losing money on every acre, when your best case is working for free, and economists see no reason for optimism, you can't justify buying a $700,000 cotton picker. Arkansas net farm income dropped 8% in 2025 to $2.91 billion. Crop production value fell $617 million in just 1 year, over $500 million gone. A federal aid package arrived in December 2025, $12 billion nationally, with Arkansas expecting about $315 million. That sounds substantial until you remember the $617 million loss. The aid covers maybe half, and payments might not start until February, too late for bills due now. Landlords want rent, seed companies want payment, equipment dealers need their money. Even when the aid arrives, it won't restore profitability or make buying new equipment viable. When equipment stops selling, entire communities suffer. Every farm that closes affects 15 to 20 jobs directly and indirectly. Custom harvesters, crop dusters, agronomists, mechanics, truck drivers, the cafe on Main Street, the parts store, fuel suppliers, all connected, all falling like dominoes. Arkansas now has only 28 cotton gins operating, down from hundreds historically, with more closures announced. Without gins, farmers can't process cotton, even if they grow it. Ginning costs hit $70 per bale, another expense on already struggling operations. Dealers who've served these communities for generations are now repossessing equipment from farmers they've known all their lives, watching families walk away from the land. Farmers still hanging on are deferring every possible expense. Not buying new equipment, running 30-year-old machines, hoping they last another season. When a transmission costs $30,000 to rebuild on a $50,000 cotton picker, farmers do the math. It's not worth fixing. They park it, walk away. That kills parts and service revenue, the income that usually keeps dealers afloat during slow sales. Credit is tightening. John Deere Financial and other lenders are denying loans to farmers who qualified last year. Without credit, even farmers who want to buy equipment can't. Dealers can't sell. Farmers can't buy. Lenders won't lend. A death spiral. Cotton isn't coming back. The National Cotton Council projects another 7% drop in Arkansas cotton acreage for 2025, the lowest since 1993. Each acre lost means less demand for cotton pickers, less business for dealers, fewer jobs in rural communities. Brazil and India are flooding global markets with cheap cotton. Arkansas cotton costs 80 cents per pound to grow, competing against imports at 60 cents. Farmers are switching to soybeans and corn, different crops, different equipment. That $700,000 cotton picker becomes a giant paperweight. Unlike tractors that work for multiple crops, cotton pickers do one thing: pick cotton. When farmers stop growing cotton, the machines are worthless. By December 2025, Greenway Equipment's 32 locations sit on millions in unsold equipment. Cotton pickers costing $700,000 each, tractors, combines, waiting for buyers who can't afford them. Federal aid might help some farmers survive a few more months, but it won't fix the fundamental economics. Forecasts for 2026 are bleak. What happens when farmers who barely survive 2025 are denied operating loans? What happens when February aid runs out by March? R.N. Johnson Incorporated sold John Deere equipment for 84 years before losing its dealer agreement. The owner said John Deere's corporate philosophy is eliminating small, single-location dealers in favor of large multi-location dealers selling $20 million a year. Small-town dealers can't hit those numbers when farmers aren't buying. Even large dealers are struggling. When the economics are broken, size doesn't save you. By December 2025, Arkansas equipment dealers are sitting on millions in cotton picker inventory with zero sales in 6 months. Farmers are losing $258 per acre. Equipment sales are down 48% on combines. Cotton acreage is disappearing. Dealers are laying off workers. Some are closing permanently. The collapse of cotton farming in Arkansas is killing the equipment dealers who have served these communities for generations. When dealers close, the infrastructure for farming disappears. Without local parts and service, farming becomes impossible. This isn't just the end of cotton. It's the end of an entire way of life. Somewhere tonight, a Greenway equipment salesperson is staring at rows of machines that should have sold months ago, thinking about their job, their family, their future. Somewhere tonight, a farmer is standing in their field, looking at their old cotton picker,